Quick, easy, healthy dinner. I got everything we need for $22. We're starting out with gnocchi. Add in a whole container of pesto sauce. Okay, while this starts to warm up, I got a container of tomatoes. I'm gonna wash these and cut them in half. Dump the tomatoes in. Start to stir this up. Let it cook. Got a rotisserie chicken, so I'm gonna start to pull the meat off and add it into the pot. I got some fresh mozzarella, so we're gonna add in some big globs of that. This was on the table in about 15 minutes. It's warm, it's gooey, it's filling. Give it a try, follow for more.
You're gonna wanna make this one pot lasagna. It is chef's kiss. Adding some lean beef mince to a pan, brown onion and some red capsicum. And we cook that for about 5 minutes. 2 carrots and 2 zucchinis grated in here. Adding some minced garlic, Italian herbs, chili flakes, oregano leaves, and a bit of salt and pepper. Add like as much as you want and cook that for about a minute. 3 cups of chicken stock. A jar of pasta sauce, but you could use a can of diced tomatoes if you prefer. Got 9 of these ready to cook lasagna sheets, and I just take them one by one, snap them, and throw them into the pot. They don't have to be perfect, just snap them and throw them in. Once simmering, reduce down to a medium heat and cover and cook for about 15 minutes, but we're going to keep stirring this. Try to break the noodles apart a little bit as they're cooking, otherwise they're going to stick together. It's been about 15 minutes and I'm happy with that, so I'm going to add 100 grams of cheese. I cover and let that sit for about 5 minutes. It's looking and smelling amazing. Oh. I'm just going to split this across 5 meal prep containers. But before we do that, let's just appreciate this for a second. It is stunning. Split that pot across 5 meals, and so each container has about 470 calories and 36 grams of protein. Please try this. It's so packed full of veggies, it's so filling, and it's like the best one pot dish to make.
All right, so I know I say every recipe is a winner, but this one is definitely a must this week. This is a 1-pot juicy balsamic chicken. It is absolutely incredible. You're gonna start out with some cherry tomatoes, some mozzarella, basil, salt, and pepper. Just give that a nice mix and set it aside. Now for the sauce, you have balsamic, some honey to sweeten it up, avocado oil, garlic, Italian herb seasoning. Now the trick for a juicy chicken is just to crisp up the outside edges before baking. So you're gonna fry your chicken just 1 to 2 minutes per side in avocado oil. Then dump that balsamic mixture on top. Go ahead and add in that mozzarella mixture, and then that's it. Just put it in the oven, bake it, and you are done. This pairs best with rice or potatoes, something to soak up that juicy sauce.
This 1-pot lemon chicken with pasta and kale is one of my family's most frequent dinner requests. Start with your chicken marinade. In a bowl, combine Dijon, thyme, salt, black pepper, and olive oil. Add in your bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. On medium heat, add to a heavy-bottom skillet oil. Put your chicken in skin side down and let crisp for about 8 minutes. While that happens, wash a pint of cherry tomatoes, slice and remove the seeds from 1 lemon, slice half a red onion and 3 garlic cloves. Break an entire bunch of kale into chunks. Flip your chicken and cook for another few minutes. Remove and add to the same skillet your lemon, onions, garlic, and tomatoes. Cook until soft. Now add in 1.5 cups of small pasta, 3.5 cups of chicken stock, and your kale. The kale will soften and eventually fit. Now add your chicken back on top and bake in a 400-degree oven for 20 minutes.
Let's make a 1-pot pasta that is actually approved by Italians.
Fresh ricotta in the middle, cherry tomatoes, pancetta, sprinkle of salt, extra virgin olive oil, and of course a few leaves of fresh basil.
Into the oven at 180 for 30 minutes.
In with the pasta and we give it a good mix.
Let it rain Parmigiano Reggiano.
And basil.
So good. But don't take my word for it.
How is it?
So good.
Let me show you how to make this simple 1-pot smoked sausage pasta that is perfect for a quick weeknight meal. Slice up 1 pound to 1.5 pounds of your favorite smoked sausage. To a large sauté pan, add a diced onion and your chopped sausage and mix that and saute it until the onion is cooked down and the sausage has some color. Add some minced garlic and then continue to cook for about 1 more minute. Then add 2.5 cups of chicken broth, a half cup of heavy whipping cream, a can of fire roasted diced tomatoes, and then a seasoning of your choice. I did salt and pepper and some all-purpose seasoning. Mix that well and then add in about 12 to 16 ounces of pasta. If you need a little extra moisture, add some extra chicken broth. Add a lid and simmer for about 20 minutes. I stirred mine every 5 minutes or so. I added in 2.5 cups of cheese. Mine was a mix of cheddar and pepper jack, and you have this incredibly easy one-pot pasta.
Oof, I was pleasantly surprised by the nice little spicy kick this had to it. This is one pot Mexican quinoa. Start out with a large pot, add 2 cups of quinoa, your diced peppers, your diced red onion, diced tomato, 1 cup of frozen corn, 1 can of black beans, some fresh salsa, and then add 4 cups of water to all of that and mix it together. Then go ahead and add in your spices, garlic, salt, chili, paprika, mix that together 1 more time. Then put that on the stove, bring it to a boil, then lower the temperature down, cover it, and then let it simmer for about 15 minutes or until all the liquid is absorbed, and that's it. You can store this and have it for the week. Feel free to garnish it with some fresh cilantro when you're ready to eat. If you're vegan, have it with some avocado, and if not, feel free to add in some chicken, steak, or shrimp.
I'm going to show you one of my favorite dinners. So it's a one-pot recipe and it's loaded with vegetables, but the great thing is you don't taste all the vegetables, so it's great for picky eaters. So you're going to start by cutting up some turkey kielbasa, and then you're going to cut up a white onion. You could use more kielbasa if you wanted. I just used 1. And then I cut up my vegetables. I used 2 red peppers, a zucchini, squash, and mushroom. I used a lot of veggies. You could use less veggies and more of the sausage if you wanted. It can really be however you want to make it. So then you're going to fry up your kielbasa and white onions. Then you're going to fry up your veggies and add some dash garlic and herb seasoning or whatever seasoning you like. Add in a can of diced tomatoes and a half a box of bow tie pasta. Again, you can add more or less of these ingredients if you want. You're going to mix it all up and add 1 cup of milk. So we will add cheese at the end of this recipe, so the milk helps it turn into like kind of a cheesy, creamy sauce. Then you're going to add some chicken broth, and you're going to add just enough so it almost covers all of the pasta. And I turned the stove onto high at this point to bring it to a boil so that everything cooks. So when it's done, the noodles are going to absorb most of the liquid, so it'll look like this, so you don't have to drain it. And then you're going to add about 2 to 3 handfuls of cheddar cheese and mix it all together, and then you're done. And this is honestly one of my favorite dinners to make. It's so good. This is one of my absolute favorite dinners. It's a one-pot recipe and it's packed with veggies. Start by slicing some turkey kielbasa. I always give the ends to my dogs. And you'll add this to your frying pan with a little bit of oil. While that's cooking, you'll cut up half of a white onion and then add that to the mixture as well. Then start cutting your veggies. I did a full squash, zucchini, 2 red peppers, and some mushrooms. And this veggie chopper is an absolute saver. I have it linked in my Amazon storefront for you guys. So just go to mealsandmunchies.com or click the link in my profile. But once your sausage has some color, you'll add in all your veggies and mix it all up and then season. I'm using some dash garlic and herb. And then add in a can of diced tomatoes. Mix it up and then you'll add half a box of bow-tied pasta, 1 cup of milk, and about a cup to a cup and a half of chicken broth. Mix and try to mostly cover the noodles, but they don't have to be fully covered. Bring this to a simmer and cover it. Stir it every once in a while it's cooking, and then when the noodles are cooked, you're going to add in some shredded cheddar cheese. And follow me for more easy recipes. Living on Life 101 posted this one-pot recipe, and I had to try it. Well, one dish. Cut some potatoes and add it to a baking dish and season with salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and Old Bay. Add a half a chopped white onion. Top with some lemon wedges. Add in some Cajun smoked sausage and some corn. You'll then re-season this. You'll then add in a 12-ounce beer of your choice. I'm using an Oberon here. Add in some butter, cover, and bake at 400 degrees for about 1 hour. And those are the only dishes I dirtied. You'll then thaw and season some shrimp. And once it's been about an hour, you'll go ahead and re-season that and then add in your shrimp. And then you'll cook this until the shrimp's done, about 12 or 15 minutes. I cooked mine uncovered. This was such an easy and delicious dinner.
Tonight we're going light and healthy, easy, one pot pasta primavera. Let's cook. We're going Le Creuset deep Dutch oven, 5 1/4 quart. Hit it with oil and a medium shallot for a couple minutes. 4 cups of hot water, 12 ounces, short cut pasta of your choice, kosher salt. Cover it 8 to 9 minutes. Take 5 or 6 cloves of garlic, smash them, cover them in salt. Make that paste right on the board. Add it to 6 tablespoons soft butter and the zest of 1 lemon. Let's add our goodness. Carrots, asparagus, bell pepper, zucchini. Keep adding. These walls are tall. It can handle it. Green peas, broccolini. Cover 2 minutes. After that, we're going tomatoes, Parmesan cheese, and that butter goodness. We're going to stir that in and make our mix. Cover it with red peppers and basil, and we're taking that bite. Perfect summer dish, and it's damn good.